Oh, well, I'll go back and push it afterwards.
Alright.
Alrighty, guys. So this is Monster on a Pyre. This time, Kelly and I are doing it from two separate houses. So that's why you're seeing two separate situations going on. She's prepping her stuff over there. And when she's ready to talk, then she'll more or less tell me, "Dear finger," she said hi. So, like I said, normally we're kind of together when we do it. But to be honest, for whatever reason, we had to be apart today. So, with that being said, Kelly's doing her part over there, and I'm doing my part over here as far as setting up everything and setting out the ritual. And like I always say, the rituals have to do also with the astrological energies. And we're working towards, helping us do more healing, more work, more clearing, cleansing, sanctification, soul work, whatever it may be that's going along with what's going into the next moon phase. And the next moon phase is a full moon, and it's in Aries, where we have two planets in retrograde. And the thing is, this month though, it's much deeper than a regular moon phase, because we're having the partial solar eclipse coming in with the new moon at the end of the month in Scorpio, which is making this moon phase, even though it's a full moon that we're going into, the energies of this entire month is highly into illumination. And I try to make sure I throw out there to everybody, when we're looking at the idea of illumination, that doesn't mean like kumbaya. That doesn't mean like super good and fluffy energy. No, illumination is bringing to light what needs to be brought to light. So it's getting down and dirty with what has to change. And the quicker you get on board with what has to change and make those changes, the quicker and the farther ahead you are. So for me personally, before I let Kelly talk, I always do the voodoo doll. And I'm going to put the camera down when I start the spell, so that mine is definitely towards the collective consciousness. So is Kelly's, but she also has the candles for the people who have put their donations in for them specifically. See, she's showing them.
Oh, shit.
They were going, hey, hey.
Yeah, boy.
But so when I start mine, I'm also showing you with the voodoo doll, it's stuffed with herbs. Plus, I have herbs that are going to go out into the illumination. But I've stuffed mine with from inside of our bodies, helping us to externally remove anything that is not serving us anymore. So I've stuffed this in the energy of helping us remove and illuminate any of our own self-sabotaging energies, as well as any hex energies that have been put on us, whether it's by our own selves or by others, to help remove it and remove the blockages, so that we can move forward and technically sanctify and illuminate and move forward, period, as we go through the full moon. Now, is there anything you want to say, Kelly, before we start doing our thing?
So, sorry guys, I'm learning the front-facing camera. So we have this one for this person that donated, and this other one for the other person that donated. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave their names out of it just cause. But also too, I have this candle here that I set to work with a little bit ago when we were discussing what day exactly to do it. And basically this candle is imbued with, I can only say, cinnamon and Cajun spice. And it's basically one of those get your ass to work type candles. There's an amalgamation of waxes and other herbs and oils on there, but that's all I can give you at this time. Here, this one has, there we go. This one has a little bit of rosemary, some red pepper, lavender. This one has cat's claw, a little bit of red pepper, and they all have some other herbs on them. There's a cat whisker in this one. I was told to maintain balance and maintain composure through whatever time they're having. It seems that they're having a little bit of a rough time, so I threw a cat's whisker in there. I do have some other herbs and stuff I'll be burning as well, and the incense of the evening is patchouli. So basically, I was told this is kind of a get your shit together, get your ducks in a row type of deal for this, and really, really, really pull the trigger on things that you've kind of been waiting on. Enough's enough. You've done enough waiting. You need to get it done.
All right. With that being said, also, I wanted to state, like I said, I have a lot of herbs. I'm not going to tell you what herbs are in here. I'm just told not to, but this sucker's loaded. I'm going to start it with the charcoal to help make sure it's burning. But before I do, I was told that I am to take my raw oil for illumination, raw, the god Ra, and I am to put a little bit of this on the head. This is to also help your mind understand and see the light. And then I am to take the herbs as the voodoo doll starts to burn. I have a mixture of herbs, which is slightly different from what's in here. And I'm supposed to put the Kali, did I say that right? Kaylee,
yeah,
Kali. The Kali oil on it to help make sure it, because we want your soul fire, baby. We want your soul fire. All right. With that being said, I'm going to start my charcoal, and Kelly's already doing her thing. I will move the picture down so that you can see what I'm doing after I get the charcoal lit. Doodlebugging, you cannot come outside right now. He's sitting there scratching away like, Mommy, don't you do magic without me.
So we have the two candles lit, as well as the big main one for the collective. Again, thank you guys, and thank you for your patience. Thank you guys for getting your stuff in on time, and now just concentrate on this main flame as we go along. Sorry, I sound super nasally, but the month has just started. There's still a lot of ideas and a lot of things you can still do. I know a lot of people really concentrate on getting their ideas out the 1st and the 3rd of the month. And that's not always ideal for some people. Sometimes other things hold you back that are out of your control. So now is a really good time to focus in and get that stuff done, get the stuff unlocked if need be. Start to really just manifest, put forth your energy, as well as taking in the energy of source, taking in the energy of what's outside, what's around you, obviously within reason.
And remember, anytime we have eclipses have a lot to do with what you've been avoiding of change, what you've been avoiding or not acknowledging, what you're unconscious to the acceptance of the change. So we're getting hit hard with, like Kelly was saying, get off the pot. It's time to do it now. We've got to get our work in order, and we got to start moving in the right direction. But this has a lot to do also with making sure our daily routines, our mundane, is serving us, our people, places, and things. And then that we're willing to step out of our, I just heard from them, regularly planned schedule. regularly programmed schedule is what they just said to me. So this is stepping out and away from your regularly programmed schedule and stepping more into what is actually best for you. And having the courage to believe in yourself as it happens.
Embrace the darker half of the year. A lot of people hermit up and they don't want to get anything done. They kind of want to kick back and just relax the latter half of the year. And we all know that's not feasible. We all know that there are things that need to get done throughout the entire year. So don't stop now. Sorry, that's my cat. So don't stop now and really have the fortitude to push forward.
Oop. Sorry, I'm trying to get my picture in here like so. Where's my pick? There we go.
And considering I'm doing this from my working altar this time around, you guys are getting a supercharge of everything that's on my altar, all my deities really coming down and infusing and really putting forth their efforts as well, which obviously they'll be thanked for later. Guys, candles are
yeah, they're pretty good. They are going well. At least you don't have to smell the sulfur this time, Kelly. I'm big on sulfur and brimstones. And that was me moving it around like so because I was trying to make sure when it did get going, I wasn't getting burned. But like I said, this is our inner work, but it's also our outer world work. I mean, our outer worlds are changing according to how much inner work we're doing. And in a form, we're burning it down so we can move on. That's why we call it Monster on the Pyre. And my sucker's getting hot over here. And we typically let everything burn. I know we never stay the whole time on while the candles are burning out. Especially, you know, because Kelly's got a big candle over there. And then the two that we leave unnamed because everybody does not need to know who was, you know, who gave for the donations. You don't, it's just not their business. So we hold on until, you know, we make it through the voodoo doll being done and Kelly's ready to let it go. But Kelly will keep the others burning throughout the night until they're done.
Oh, yeah, of course. Which they do stay lit for a pretty darn long time.
I know on our last one, I had one still burning at 1 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. I swear the way it's burning right now, I'm looking at it in my little bowl here, and it looks like a teapot that's burning. It's not. It's just the way it looks to me, like a teapot, like a genie teapot. But Make sure he's all good to go. Ooh. But like I said, this is also for the collective consciousness in general.
Oh, yeah.
Because we want to see everybody. We want to see all of you move forward. A little bit more oil to make sure it burns all the way through.
I've also come to realize for a lot of people, once we start to get into September, October, and so on and so forth, the months can get more difficult for everybody. And it's one of those things to remember that you're not alone in any sense. You have somebody or something there with you to assist and help you out. Now, whether or not you're open enough to realize it, you know, that's up to you, but it's something to really consider and to think about.
And there's always much more than your. I'm getting. I'm getting. This is what I usually get when I think of a fox, which I think of Kelly because of her name, her company's name, Dawning Fox. But with the fox energy, there's if you really stop and you step back and you take a good look around, there's more opportunities than what you're seeing, and there's more right in front of your face that you have to work with than what you realize. It's just, are you taking the time to stop and inspect it and realize how to make it work for you? But I feel like a lot of this energy too that we're going into for the next couple months is not just about self motivation and self action and self healing, but it's also just coming down to like dignity and I won't be bought. I won't be made to do this or this. I won't be bought. Believing in yourself and standing that ground by being actually in your power. That's what happens when you inhale a whole bunch of smoke coming out of your spell. Apparently, it's really wanting to clean me because it's really coming towards me, like all in my nose. That's good. Let it do its job.
Well, just as well the caster needs it, so.
Yep. I'll be the first one to tell you. I got my shit I gotta work on too, people. You have a fairy in there too. It's on the camera, I believe.
Over this way.
Mine pretty much is all burned out. The only thing still sitting here burning away is some of the most potent part in mine, but it's like in the belly of the beast, allowing it to sit there and swarm into its heat and healing. Yes, Janet, the smoke is flowing beautifully, or it was. Now that I can breathe and read this. And hi, Sandy, if you're still on. But you can't really see any more of mine. It's the belly is finishing burning up. Those herbs that are on the inside burning out. But we'll stay on as long as Kelly wants to stay on.
Just remember that when you go to purge spiritually, that you have something in lieu that can take the place of what's been purged, so you're not just having emptiness. A lot of people, when they go to cleanse, whether they go to cleanse an area, whether they go to cleanse themselves, they just cleanse sometimes and they walk off or they're done. And that can leave, obviously, a space for negativity or, somebody else's bullshit to come in and really wreck you, even though you were just squeaky clean a few minutes ago. So that's really something to consider. Plan out when you go to purge and when you go to cleanse yourself, what are you putting in place of, the dusty, musty stuff that was there before. Really think hard about that.
Also, off of what Kelly was just saying, a lot of times people don't understand that sometimes when you're cleansing, like when you're smudging the house or even yourself, but especially on the house, you're cleansing the energy, but it's not necessarily removing it, it's cleansing it. So another way of viewing it also is people tell you all the time to go back and burn like a feminine energy, a creative energy, something that's more positive, or something to back build on. So if the stagnant of the energy that's still there that now has been cleansed, it will back build bad again if you don't give it a new idea, a new direction. And then I also remind everybody when they are cleansing, especially before they cleanse, you should really cleanse yourself first, because the sage, the smudge, whatever it is you're using that is cleansing, technically, if you don't cleanse yourself, or at least your hands first, you're making yourself more dominant. And in a form with spells, you are the most dominant creature of them. But at the same time, you don't want to say that you're better than the cleanser, because that's just disrespect. So it's about making sure that you're respecting the help you're receiving from everything, because that makes it all go a whole lot easier and a whole lot better. And in case you're wondering what I'm still doing, I'm putting more raw on the tummy, which is bringing more smoke back up, but it's to keep illuminating what still festers inside, like I said, in the belly of the beast.
I think some good ideas or some good herbs, some good scents to really cleanse yourself out with. Patchouli obviously is always really good for a good cleanse and purge. It was used in funerary rites. Juniper, again, and still in line with kind of funerary and things like that. Elder would be another really good one. Elderberry you can get in really any type of medium. You can even eat it. There's little elderberry bites for your immune system, elderberry like bath stuff. So I mean, you can get it for outside as well as within.
Yeah, like teas and stuff too sometimes.
Yeah. And also, too, I think, even though I think they're starting to go out of season strawberry. Strawberry's good for birthing ideas. It's good for a feminine touch. And it's really good for, I mean, like we said before, birthing new ideas and things like that. It's good for, my God, fertility. There we go. I don't know why the word escaped me.
Well, maybe it was rebirthing an energy, but you were linking of fertility in a form that kind of similar yet very different.
Maybe.
But I will say, the best you can ever do is know yourself and know what, as you're coming into your magic in general, know yourself and know what you're doing. Like me and Kelly are putting out separate spells, but for the same thing. And even when we are together, we may have them in the same pot. But trust me, the universe and our energies, the entities working with us, our guides, they know that they're separate situations going towards the same. My point is what I may mix may not be the same as what Kelly may mix. And me mixing it together the same way may not mean the same thing for me that it means for her. So knowing yourself, knowing your energies, and knowing what you want to do with them is one of the biggest keys. I tell people all the time, just as an example, like people love amethyst crystals, and there's nothing wrong with amethyst. It's a great crystal. But for me personally, the only thing an amethyst is going to do is put me to sleep. So you have to know your stuff, know what you're doing with your stuff if you really expect it to work out well. But it is trial and error.
Everybody's, has a signature stone. They have a signature scent, signature candle, signature color. As you grow and evolve, that may change. As you grow and evolve, you may see, oh, this doesn't suit me anymore. And that's perfectly fine. That doesn't make what you did in the past any less. Magic is, a science onto its own. Spellcrafting, manifestation, everything, it all changes. If it doesn't change, then there's a problem. At that point, it becomes stagnant and it's not going to continue to work the way you once knew it.
Daggone, look at that flame. Yep.
I'm keeping away from all of this stuff. Like, I wouldn't be able to I could probably get my index finger on one of these flames. I'm not feeling the best, so I'm not breathing on it. Like, I'm sitting down and away from it. So it's not my breath. I don't have the window open. None of that.
No, that's just its strength.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yes, I know.
Right? It's like, I'm fabulous. I already know this.
Yes, exactly. Hold on. I'll be right back. I know, Mom. I needed to smoke. But yeah, knowing how to read the flames too is very good for our people. I mean, I know that people say the flames have certain meanings, and you may also find out for you, just like everything else in your spell work, certain ones have certain different meanings as well. Maybe not necessarily, like I'm always saying with the collective consciousness, there's, the collective mainstream idea. It's a starting point. That's all you need to remember it as, is it's a starting point. But you may need to go into that starting point and able to learn what it is. Wow, that's turning into a cobra for me.
Yeah, you see the big fan behind it.
Uh-huh.
It sways back and forth.
Yep. That's awesome. And mine's down to just the last bit of the charcoal that's left. I've got nothing but ash in here now.
Give another glance down here. These guys are probably, they're going to burn a really good way, good length into the night. So I will be sending Belle's pictures. I'll post them up on the Lady Stars and Fire thing as well, just so everybody knows. They're still going, they're still kicking. Ooh, I don't want to drop my phone in the fire.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
So they're still cooking with their herbs. This guy's gonna be burning for a long time. But again, we thank you. Take what energy you need, leave what doesn't resonate, what doesn't feel right. It'll be cleansed and dispersed or used in a different way. Stay tuned for our next one, and of course, Thursdays we're still rolling with our Thursday Night Thunder. There's just a lot of good stuff that's coming out now that I'm actually alive and alert enough in the fall and winter to be doing things. Anything else you wanted to add?
Nope. We wish you all a good night.
Thanks, guys.
See you later next time. Check in on Thursday. Bye, guys.